Hey guys, and welcome to the official Coldwater Rumble race briefing brought to you by Aravaipa Running. Hey guys, Jamil Curry here. I'm the race director here at Aravaipa Running, and we're going to give you a rundown of the top things to know about the Coldwater Rumble. The race is happening this weekend out at Estrella Mountain Regional Park, and we've got distances from 4 miles up to 100 miles. We've got about 61 of you registered so far for the 100-mile race, and there's a few things that you might want to know for this race this weekend. So a little bit about the history of this event. It's part of the Desert Runner Trail Series, which is a collection of 7 races in the Maricopa County Regional Park system here in the Phoenix area. This takes place in Estrella Mountain Regional Park, which is at the foothills of the Estrella Mountains. It's one of the most iconic mountain ranges around the Phoenix area, but one of the least visited. A lot of the mountain range itself is in the Gila River Indian community, and you're not really allowed to go up there. So this gives you guys a chance to check out some of the trails that are in the foothills of this mountain system. This is also kind of a sister race to the Javelina 100. When we set out to create the 100-mile course here, we wanted to provide a more cool weather version of the Javelina 100. We've got the same camping amenities that are at Javelina 100, same 5-loop, 20-mile-ish format. And we've got this really badass bull logo. Check it out. It's really cool. So that's kind of the concept. There's not going to be 100-degree temperatures at this race. It's really a lot of fun. The loops are washing machine, just like Javelina. And we got some nice, big, fully supported aid stations for you guys, as well as some nice swag. Check out these buckles. This is the 100-mile finisher buckle, and all finishers under the 32-hour cutoff will receive this bronze-plated buckle. On the back it says Coldwater Rumble 100-miler, Goodyear, Arizona. I did it. Check that out. And then for those of you finishing under 24 hours, you get this larger buckle. For comparison, you can see 2 sizes there, a little extra incentive for you quicker runners out there. And this is a relatively fast course. Catlo Shippick has the course record for the 100-mile in 15:09. That was set back in 2014. The women's record was also set back in 2014, and that was Gina Dhaliwal, and that was 20 hours and 5 minutes. So we'll see if those marks can be bettered this year by any of you athletes. There's one more cool aspect of this race. We've partnered it with the Javelina 100, and we're calling it the Sonoran Desert 200. If you run both within the same winter season, so if you just did Javelina, either the 100-mile or 100K, you're eligible for the Sonoran Desert 200. If you finish the 100-mile at Coldwater, you get one of these awesome growlers. It says Sonoran Desert 200 on it. It has both the Javelina and the Coldwater guys on there, and you'll earn yourself this really cool growler. For our other participants, if you're in the 4-mile, the 20K, the 20-mile, 52K, or 52-mile, you'll be getting, in addition to obviously the race t-shirt, this is the finishing glass. It's nice can glass. Love this style. You'll be getting this right as you finish your run. Some of the other amenities, goodies for 100-mile runners, we've got these cool bags, embroidered logo on the side, race beanie with, again, the Coldwater Rumble. And then we've got these jackets. This is something that you could have ordered additionally for the 100-mile runners. It actually has the 100 embroidered on the bull's back. These jacket fleeces are available. We've got a couple more that we ordered in addition to the pre-orders, but most of them are for runners who pre-ordered them. Check it out at our store, which will be out at the race. So some things to know. First off, let's talk about race day arrival. So Friday, we will have a packet pickup out at the park. And for that, since you do have to enter into the park, we have this participant packet pickup park pass. If you could say that 5 times fast, we'll give you a free pass. Well, we'll give you one anyways, but this should be in your runner email for all of our 100-mile runners, and this is valid 3:45 to 6 p.m. on Friday. You can use this to enter into the park to pick up your packet pickup, exactly, and get into the park without having to pay an additional fee. Just make sure you download that and See, this is for our volunteers. They also get a park pass. Let's talk about our course markings for a minute. So just as most Aravaipa races, if you've been there before, we use orange and black polka dot ribbon. That's the trails we're using. So generally this one is a 20-mile loop, and we'll put up on the screen right now a copy of the course map, and I will be looking at one. Yeah, so I'm going to describe that real quick. So at the top part of the course, the start finish is actually in the turf area. So this is one of the only regional parks in the Maricopa system with a grass turf area, and that's where we will be setting up. There's camping available there. For an additional fee, we have a camping permit that you can purchase. If you pre-purchased it, we'll have those passes at the start finish. Then the first part of the course is heading towards the Coldwater Aid Station, and that is one of our 2 remote aid stations on this loop, and you actually access it twice. So there can be a bit of confusion here if you are new to this race, so pay extra attention that first time around just to make sure that you're on the right track, but we do our best to kind of section and barricade it off so that you'll be on track. So as you're approaching and coming up to that aid station on your first loop, you'll pass to the left side of that aid station, and it will be flagged before and after, and just stay on that side that you were on. Don't cross under any flags or barricades, and you should be able to follow the signage through. And when you come back around on that loop, you'll actually be on the opposite side of the aid station, and it will be flagged. Basically, just you'll be on the other side of the flags. So on the far side, you'll be hitting that Peterson aid station for those of you in the 20-miler and up. And that's about equidistant on the far side of the loop. The cool thing about this race that I think is really neat is that you are doing washing machine style loops, so you'll be reversing each loop of the race. I ran the 52K last year, and it was really cool to see not only where the leaders were at, but where you were at in the standings, and you're able to see just a lot of other people out there on the course. So kind of how each course works, you have a 20-mile loop, and then there's also the 20K loop, which is just the red part that you'll see on there. And so a combination of those will make up the different courses. So your 52K course is going to be a blue loop plus a red loop. So it's going to be a 20-mile plus a 20K. The 52-mile will actually be 2 blue loops and a red loop. So a blue loop in each direction, clockwise, then counterclockwise, and then 1 red clockwise loop. It's really important to pay attention right around where that red loop comes around. Let me show you some of our other course markings, and these correspond with your bib color if you ever happen to forget. They also say on each sign. Here we've got, these are our 100-mile course signs, and we've done every time that there's something different happening. We've got loop 1 or loop 2, mile 0, mile 20. So it gives you a rough idea of where you're at, which section you're on, and which direction you're going. It's important to pay attention to those signs. So those are an example of the 100-mile ones. Here's 52-mile, for example. And here's kind of some of our other colors that you'll be seeing out there. So you've got 4 miles in blue, 20K is in green, 20 miles yellow. We've got 52K red, 52-mile white, and 100-mile is orange. Those are our other course marking signs. You'll also see these pink wrong ways. One other note I should make for you 100-milers, obviously you'll be going into the dark. So we've got a little bit of a reflective arrow on here. So it's a little bit of an outline. So when you shine your flashlight at night, this will light up and glow, and you'll be able to see this arrow outline. And then the wrong ways actually have a red X. So if you see these red light up, this will light up and flash with your flashlight. Make sure to not go that way. We'll also have reflective markers just on our hanging course markers, spaced approximately every 1/10 of a mile to 1/4 mile out there. If it's only one trail, you may not see them that often, but at turns and junctions, you'll see them more frequently. Drop bags, they are allowed at the start finish, and each of the remote aid stations for you 100-mile runners and 50-mile runners as well. Make sure you can just drop those off on race morning, and we'll transport those out. If you'd like to get them back before the aid stations close down, on your final loop, we'll have a discard area where you can discard your bag. Just let the aid station people know. They'll discard it into that area. And if we have a change in shift or someone coming back from that aid station, we'll be sure to be bringing those drop bags back to the start finish as you finish your race. We'll do our best to get those bags back for you in a timely manner. Cutoff times we have for our 100-mile race. Headquarters at mile 60, so after 3 loops, that would be 2 a.m. cutoff. And after 4 loops, it'd be 8:30 a.m. Then moving on, we only have intermediary cutoffs in that final loop. So Peterson, mile 91.1 would be noon, and then Coldwater would be 2 p.m. The race itself would end at 3 p.m. Since we have a 7 o'clock start time. So pacers in the 100-mile race are allowed after 3 loops or sunset, whichever comes first. And for those of you in the 52-mile race that would like a pacer, they can join you for your final 20K loop. So your third loop, they're more than welcome to join you. We will have other amenities at the finish line. We'll have Freak Brothers Pizza out there on Saturday. So all of you finishing your Ultra 52K or 52 mile will get an included Freak Brothers Pizza. And for those of you finishing the shorter races, they'll be available for purchase. Let's talk about trail running and trash. We ask that you do your part to help us keep the parks clean. We ask that you carry any litter that you have, any wrappers from your gels, anything else to the next aid station or dispose of them at the aid station before you leave and move on the course. It's all part of our duty to try and keep our trails as clean as we can. If you have pre-purchased a tent or cot rental, we'll have those available at the park on Friday. They'll be set up for you in advance, so you can just come in and check in with packet pickup, and we'll help guide you over to your tent rental. Like I said, or you're welcome to bring your own tent or camping unit, sleep in your vehicle if you'd like, and we have camping passes that will be available there as well. Yeah, I think that's about it. Thank you guys for tuning in to this race briefing for the 2017 Coldwater Rumble, and we hope to see you there on Saturday.